Welcome everyone to the 10x Your Business with a Heart bi-monthly webinar, where we talk about different ideas and tips that you can start applying in your business right now in order to work smarter, not harder, and grow your business. And today specifically, we're going to dig deep in that topic of how to work smarter and how to make money in a way that's easier for you, that flows, so you don't have to work 20 hours a day in order to grow your business, because there's so many things that you can focus on that it's really easy for us to get shiny object syndrome and then think about one thing and then starting a new one and not really finishing any of them, or focusing on things that are not the right idea for you to take you to your vision and how you want to grow your business. Because just because something worked for someone else, that doesn't mean that it will work for you. So those are some of the ideas that we're going to be exploring today. So welcome to the training, and welcome if you're watching the recording after. And let me know if you have any questions. You can see a chat box below, and you can ask me any question you have, and I'll be checking often. So I want to start by knowing, and I want to know where you guys are from and what do you do. So on that note, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'm going to start sharing my slides. Great. So let me know if for some reason you can't hear me or if you can see anything. Let me know. Hi, Katia. How are you?
Great.
I see your message.
So,
okay. So welcome to 10x Your Business with a Heart. And today we're going to talk specifically on how to work less while you make more money. I'm going to start with talking about who this is for. Who is this webinar for? Who is this webinar series for? Then I'm going to share my story with you and my promises for this training. And I'm going to share my system for business success. I'm going to share what to focus on in order to make money faster, and 3 tips to work less and make more. And then I'm going to share where to invest your money and to make a difference in your business. At the end, we're going to have a Q&A, but if you have any questions throughout the training, please type them on the chat box, and feel free to introduce yourself and let me know what you do. And at the end, I'm also going to share how I can further help you in your business if you wish to move forward. So who is this for? This is for people that have a great business idea, but they're not sure how or when to launch. So maybe this is an idea you've had for a while, and you're scared of doing it right, and you're asking a lot of people for their opinions. So you're not sure. You want some reassurance. This is also for people that want to grow their product or service-based business without breaking the bank, and they're not sure of next steps, because it can get really confusing, especially in the online world. There's so many platforms to use and so many courses to take, and it can definitely get overwhelming. It's also for you if you have tried to connect your big vision to your everyday tasks, but you haven't been able to yet. And for people that are not making as much money as they would like in their business yet. Quickly sharing my story. As you can see by now, as you can hear, I am from El Salvador, and then people ask me, why did you move when it's so warm? And my answer is everything but the weather. So I love the food, and I love the weather, of course, and the beaches. This is an actual picture of a beach in El Salvador. But I was looking for new opportunities, and I was looking for more possibilities. I actually met someone in a streetcar here in Toronto a couple of days ago who was visiting for Puerto Rico, and I started telling them like where they could go around the city and where to go during sightseeing. And they asked me why I moved, and I said, well, Toronto is amazing. It's multicultural. You have a lot of opportunities here. and that's why I love it. And that part of my story is also my professional journey. I studied engineering, and I have 3 business degrees, and I actually don't like studying, so that's the fun fact for you. I don't like the process of studying, but I ended up with 3 business degrees. I am a business engineer. I have a master's in strategy and a degree in branding. And there's an office in that picture, but my reality for more than 8 years was the cubicle life in corporate. I spent 8 years working in corporate strategy for consumer products and retail. I was a buyer. I also was a category manager. I looked at numbers and things such as pricing, promotions, assortment, how to negotiate. So I love all these things, and I am applying everything that I learned in corporate from big corporations such as Procter & Gamble and Nestle in a way that small businesses can use in their own business. So that's what I teach in all of my trainings and my webinar. And the reason why I quit my job is because although I really liked the type of work that I was doing, I felt like these big companies didn't really need my help, and I wasn't really making a difference. I was looking forward to working with small business owners that were really passionate about their product or their service, and they wanted to make a difference in the world. So people with passion and purpose. And I recently have decided to specialize in product-based businesses. So now I am working with people who have physical or info products in their business. So product-based businesses, people that are selling face creams or food, or people who have a store, or people who have an online platform, or anything that's not personal brand-based. My promises for you today are to give you something that you can start applying in your business today to make a difference. I'm not here to teach you theory, and I'm not here just to give you stories about other people. I'm here to give you facts that will make a difference in your business right now. I'm here to help you focus on revenue instead of busy work. And when I say busy work, what I mean is when we wake up every day and we feel like we're working hard, but we don't really see like the results of our work. We're not really connecting with clients. We're not really making money. And I can see the slides being a little bit blurry. So I'm gonna try and fix that, I think, by connecting and disconnecting here. So back to my face, and I'm gonna try and share the slides again. Hopefully it'll be less blurry. Okay, great. Hope it looks better to you guys. And I'm here to offer you 3 steps that will help you work less and make more money. And no question is off limits when it comes to business. So please feel free to type them on the chat box. And first, let me know what you do, because when you do that, I can offer you specific advice to your industry. So I would love if you can do that. And if when questions come up, I will be checking that chat box and answering live. About my system, what I teach is the Pond system for business success. And what makes my system different from everything that I've seen out there, and the reason why I created it, is because it starts with business foundations. Business foundations is the work that is vital for you to do in order to succeed in business. If you don't have clarity on things as the problem that you're solving, your purpose, your present situation, your client's present situation, and your offerings, you won't be able to succeed. Because then you're going out there and you're marketing something and people won't connect with you, or you won't even really know what you're marketing. I've met a lot of people that go out there and say, oh yeah, so I'm in the finance business. And I'm like, Okay, so but what do you really do? And you have to ask them a bunch of questions in order to really understand what they do and how to connect with them and who can you connect them with in order to find them more clients. So what I think people should do first is really connect to those foundations and figuring out what is the reality of your clients and what is the reality of your business, what makes you different, why would people buy from you, what would be your specific offerings. Because if you're going out there and you're adapting your offer or your pricing to each person that you meet, you're not really serving yourself, you're not honoring yourself, and you will burn out. And after we figure out your why, your mission, your vision, your offerings, your purpose, and your pricing and your strategy, then we go and launch or relaunch your business. Maybe it's something you've been doing for a while and you want to make a few changes. So then we will call it a relaunch or a revision, or maybe this is something entirely new and we're launching it. And then we work on direction for success. Where do we go from now? And strategies to find more clients. Another thing that I work with in my practice is helping my clients with mindset. And the mindset that I cover is figuring out how to present yourself as the expert that you are and embody the quality of your product or your service in order to be able to sell and negotiate. Because whether you have a product or a service, you are always selling and negotiating when you have your own business. When you have a product, you are selling it to a store or maybe selling it directly to consumers. And when you have a service, you are selling it to other businesses or to a consumer. So sales are vital, and the way you present yourself and your product or service is vital as well. So now we're gonna start with the content, and we're gonna look at my biggest tip to work less and make more money. And that number one tip is really important, and it's align with your vision. When you start your business with a clear vision of where you want to build, that allows you to work on the right things and create the right goals. Your vision is figuring out where you want to be in 5 years. 5 years is a random number that I use with my clients. You can do 4, you can do 3, but the idea behind the vision is to figure out where you see yourself going in your business ideally. This is the same concept that we use in vision boards. So it's how can you stay motivated? You're working towards something. So what are you working towards? So step number one in any type of marketing plan or business plan is develop a clear vision of what you want to build. So where do you want to be in 5 years? I want to be the number one strategist for product-based businesses in Canada. That's where I would want to be. I want to be selling courses and reaching new markets. I would like to have different price points available for everyone. I would have to have courses and to speak a lot on the topic of how to achieve your goals with a soul. So that's an example of a vision. That's my vision. After you've clarified your vision, you can work on yearly and monthly goals that will take you there. So this is reverse engineering, and I'm not just saying that because I'm an engineer. It's a bad joke. This is to see what do you need to be doing every month and every year in order to achieve your vision, right? So now you know that every little action that you take will take you to that vision. And after you have yearly and monthly goals, you work on your daily tasks or your weekly tasks, and you ask yourself, is this taking me closer to my vision? Is this aligning with my vision? Sometimes this might seem like a no-brainer to you, but you would be surprised right now if you make a list of everything you've done today and in the last week, how many of these things were not taking you to your vision. How many of these things you were doing because someone else was doing it, because you think that it was the right thing to do, because it worked for someone else, because a coach told you to do it, etc. So it's definitely something to think about. It's how do you align with your vision? And it's as simple as that. It sounds really simple, and it is, but it's easy for us to get sidetracked and it's really easy for us to start looking at what other people are doing, to start not being confident.
But it's easy for us to
not being confident on what you offer. And we usually do this when we look at others or take advice from anyone and everyone. And just to let you know, if for some reason the slides are blurry, you can solve this issue by refreshing your screen, just to let you know. My tip number 1 to work less and make more money is to focus on cash flow. Assuming that you have a business that you're good at, and you've tested your idea and you know that people want it, how can you make money right now? What's the path of least resistance? And what's the easiest way to find clients faster? I am going to give you an example of this. And for example, for someone that is selling cookies right now, right? They're selling cookies. They have one brand of cookies. They're selling them at a farmer's market, and they have a lot of ideas. One of the ideas is to create another flavor of cookies and another line. Another idea is to start selling to big stores and supermarkets that will help them increase their distribution. Another idea is to start making cupcakes as well. So when I asked this person, how can you make money right now? Right now, path of least resistance, that would be looking for new ways to distribute those cookies outside of the farmers markets, or maybe have more farmers markets, or find some stores that would sell them. The right answer is not to create another brand of cookies. It's not to create cupcakes. It's not to lower their price. It's how can you sell more of what you currently have. And for those people who have a service, instead of starting another social media platform, or trying to lower your price to sell to more people, or creating a program that is $200 and you need like 1,000 people to buy, what's the easiest way to make money right now? And usually for services is one-on-one services that are high value and high price that you can start selling to your network right now. Or maybe you're really good online and with Google Ads and all these things, and you find it really easy to sell courses. Maybe that's the easiest thing for you. So then this tip number 1 is about thinking and finding what is the number 1 thing specifically for you that can help you make money right now. That can be one-on-one coaching, one-on-one consulting. It can be selling the same product you have right now to more stores, working with a distributor. Or maybe you don't need to do anything new. You just need to reach out to more people and make those offers. And what I want to emphasize here is before you open new channels, before you start new products, before you change your business completely, give it a chance. Give a chance to what you currently have. Give it a good try. And you know your business better than anyone. So what is the number 1 thing that you can do right now to make more money? And how can you do more of it? And if it's, for example, one-on-one coaching, how can you reach out to more people and make more offers? Tip number 2, dedicate time periodically to revenue generating activities. What does this mean? Developing clear offers and clarity on your message. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is focus on being visible and serving other people. Servicing and helping people, putting yourself out there. And step number 3 is making offers from a place of service and assistance. I'm going to go through each one of these in more detail. As I was mentioning, business foundations are vital. And yeah, you won't make money from creating a strategy, but it's vital in order to make money. So that's why step number 1 is to get clarity on what you offer, who you offer it to, and what your message is. So what are your packages? Are you selling a 500-gram jar of cream or a 1-liter jar of cream? Like, what are you selling? What sizes? What pricing? Once you have clarity on those business foundations, you need to focus on being visible, servicing, and helping more people. Putting yourself out there. And I mentioned for free first, because in this online world, if you go out there to people that don't know you and you trying to sell them something, the reaction that you might get is similar to what you do in the street. If you have someone handing out a flyer to you that you're not really interested about, you just walk by, right? So if you're out there on groups or on your own page and you're constantly pitching and making offers without serving people first and offering some value, whether that is tips, tricks, creating relationships, etc., people are going to ignore you. And that there's several ways to add value for free. And I was talking about this with a client yesterday. And we were mentioning things such as what's some knowledge that you have that would be useful for people right now. So for example, if you're selling essential oils, what would be a tip that you can give people on how to use a basic essential oil today to improve their lives? And how can you network and build one-on-one relationships with people from an authentic place and a place of helping before you make offers? And then even when you're making those offers, you have to do it from a place of service and assistance. And what I mean by that is there are two different ways of selling, and one of them is by making the person feel little, making them feel small, making them feel like they need you or they'll fail. And this is fear-based selling. And I've been sold that way, and it sucks. And sometimes you end up feeling so afraid that you say yes to the offer. So don't do that if someone makes you feel that way. And don't make other people feel that way, because what you'll get is probably more sales short term, but then you won't get testimonials, you won't get happy clients, and they're not going to be getting results. So, and people talk even faster, and they talk even more when they have a complaint. So don't be that person. The offers need to come from a place of showing people that you are serving them, that you have a solution for what they have. And the best way to frame sales is to think about it this way. If you had an illness and there was a doctor that had a cure for that illness, would you feel bad if they tell you and they tell you how much it was? No, you wouldn't, because you're really looking for that solution. So business, it's all about finding that specific solution that people are looking for, and then put yourself in front of enough people from a place of service. And then I have a PS there. Learning more or networking without a purpose is not revenue generating. What this means is that reading one more book and going for coffee with a lot of people and chatting up and going on social media and reading what people are posting, all those things are great, but they're not revenue generating activities, and you need to be conscious of the amount of time you spend doing this. If people are reaching out to you to chat or meet, like, are you meeting with everyone? Are you spending like 4 hours of your day in meetings? Are you spending 4 hours of your day just researching? Are you spending time changing your signature, your business name, your logo? All of those things are not revenue generating activities. And once you have your business foundations clear and what you stand for, you don't need to go back and change it without really proving it. Because if you put something out there and you're continuously changing, you're not really testing. And people are not expecting perfection. People know and are really understanding of evolution during business and of the changes that you will have to make. So as I said before, assuming that you have a business that you're really good at and that you know people want because you've tested your idea, you have to go out there and do it. Because if you don't, you will never know if it will work. Tip number 3. What can you say no to? And this is a huge one and something I've seen in Canada really often, because we have a lot of people that are very polite, as many of you know. So what can you say no to? What are the things in your life and in your business that are not necessarily giving you the ROI that you need? And by ROI, I don't mean that you're going to stop talking to your friends because they're not giving you money. That's definitely not it. ROI, return over investment, when I say that, I'm talking about things such as satisfaction, money, obviously, and good things. So what are the activities that you're doing in your life that you don't want to do and you're only doing because you're afraid to say no? And I'm going to give you some ideas. Unnecessary or unclear meetings. I got a message a couple of weeks ago from a gentleman that said that I actually reached out to him because he added me on Facebook. So he added me, and I replied and I asked him, what do you do? Like, I would love to know more about what you do, because I don't like adding people on Facebook that I don't know or that I don't know anything about. So he replied with a one-liner. He said, I think he's the one that said financial services. That's it, right? And so I went back and I asked him, oh, okay, that's great. And like, what do you do specifically? He gave me like one more one-liner. He didn't ask me any questions. So I just said, okay, so I'm a business strategist and this is what I do. Great connecting with you. And I was going to leave it at that. So this person that didn't give me any context, that didn't give me any information about his business or any reason for me to connect with him, next message said, would you like to go for coffee? And then immediately I am like, okay, for what? Like, I don't know him. He doesn't seem very chatty or talkative. He's not interested in my services. He's not a friend. Like, why? What would that conversation be about? And then what does a coffee meeting entitle? So I need to drive to Starbucks, whatever. I need to pay for my coffee. I need to like find parking, probably pay for parking. I need to drive back. And in the end, it's 2 hours of my time for something that I really don't know. Like, I don't know what he wants. I don't know who he is. So I say, when people reach out to you, really find out why they want to meet with you. And that what are they trying to sell to you? Probably, like, if they don't want to tell you, there's probably something that they're hiding, right? And so unnecessary or unclear meetings are a no-no. And learn to say no. Learn to say, if you are interested in my services, here's how you can book a chat with me. If you want to network with me, I have an event coming up next week that I'm organizing, and you can come and we can chat there. Or I'm attending this event and we can chat there. And if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. But say no to unnecessary or unclear meetings. And if people want to ask you one question, like, is it something that you can answer over email, or is it something that you can answer on the phone? That do you really need to meet in person? And this is for business, right? You definitely can take time and see your family and have lunch with friends, but that's not business, right? So if people are reaching out to you and they don't tell you exactly what they want, say no or keep on asking. Volunteering opportunities. So someone recently in a group mentioned that she was working on a volunteering opportunity, and she could not give them the time that they wanted, and they kept on asking and they kept on demanding, and she said, I don't have the time, and I'm working on my business and I'm really busy. So this is when something is no longer working, people would really appreciate you telling them this is no longer a fit for me. They'll appreciate that more, your honesty, than you being passive aggressive and maybe not doing the work in the same level that you were doing, right? So honesty is key. And I mentioned this one earlier, meeting in person versus over the phone. Who do you really need to meet in person? In my case, it's only friends or people that I'm going on business ventures with. I don't even see the need to meet my clients in person, because you can do an amazing job using Skype and using the phone. And it's convenient for both parts, and you can see more clients and serve more people. So if someone reaches out and says, I would really love to meet in person, I tell them that when I don't know anyone or it's a new client that I meet on the phone. And when if they say no to that, I said, okay, we can meet over Skype so you can like see my face if that helps. But remember that it's your sandbox, your playground, your rules in your business. So you decide who you meet and when you meet them. Another thing that you can say no to is constantly changing your website and your messaging. Like I was mentioning before, if you are continuously tweaking this, you will have a really hard time testing your idea and realizing if it's working or not. And also when it comes to saying no, there are tasks that you must do in your business, but there may not be your favorites and there may not be things that you're good at. So what can you delegate? What are the things that you can hire a virtual assistant and give to them? Is it posting on social media? Is it reaching out to new clients? Is it organizing your YouTube videos? Is it website stuff, website changes? Is it probably something that you can ask a bookkeeper to help you with? And if you think that you don't have the money to hire people out, you have to think about this. So I have a statistic for you. If you're really bad at something, and we're all bad at some stuff, no one's perfect, right? If you're bad at bookkeeping, for example, it will take you up to 10 times more time than someone that's good at it. So how is your time better used? It's usually hiring someone, even if you are in the early stages of business. Look at it as an investment and look at it as something that can result in increasing your value and increasing your revenue. A quick client testimonial. This is my client, Linda. And when I started working with her, she was selling one-off coaching packages. And I helped her figure out what her messaging was, what was her competitive advantage, and what would be specific packages that she could offer to people in order to work with her for longer and get better results. So she would be transitioning from selling one-off sessions to selling packages and making more money. And one more tip for you is to work mindfully. And what I mean by this is asking yourself, why am I doing this? Is this worth it? So before you work on every task, ask yourself if this is really moving you towards your vision, or if this is something that you're doing for the wrong reasons. And when I say wrong reasons, what I mean is this something that you're doing because you saw someone else do? Is this something that you're doing because a mentor told you, but you're not really connecting with this, so you're not really sure if this is a good idea, but someone mentioned that it worked? For example, I saw recently someone mentioned that they had increased their prices because they felt that it was the best way for them to make more money, but they didn't feel good about it. They didn't feel aligned with it. So then they decided to lower them back down. Because when you're doing an activity and you're not coming from a place of authenticity and purpose, you're not going to have the best results. You're not going to be happy doing your work. So for example, if you're doing video because people have told you that video really works, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is this something that's taking me closer to my vision? Or is this something that I'm doing because someone else told me? Right? Is it worth it? Like spending 3 hours doing adjustments to your website, is that something that's worth it? Or is it something that you can delegate, or something that maybe you don't even need to do? So, and maybe let's say public speaking, is public speaking something that makes you happy, something that you align with, and something that would take you closer to your vision? Or is it something that you're just doing because someone else is doing it? And the same thing when it comes to where you sell your product. So is selling at like big stores something that you really want to do, or is it something that you're doing just to make more money? When you do something just to make more money, people can see through it and they can sense the lack of authenticity behind it, and it really shows. So I invite you to work mindfully and ask yourself these questions. Why am I doing this, and is this worth it for every activity? And just to recap from what I was talking about at the beginning, when you create goals that take you closer to your vision, which I recommend a 5-year vision, when you do activities that take you closer to your vision, you would be more motivated, and you will be less likely to procrastinate. And you will definitely be happier during your workday, right? Because you're doing things for the right reasons. So it all starts with generating a clear vision of what you want to do in your business, figuring out goals that will take you there monthly and weekly, and then making sure that your tasks are aligning with those priorities. Big question here, what do you need to invest in? When you're starting your business, it's really easy to buy every program you find, or on the opposite, feeling like you can do it all yourself, right? That you're able to do it yourself. You don't have enough money to hire someone, you're just starting. So I've heard that so many times. So I'm gonna give you some clarity around that. Things that you need to invest in is support with strategy. So business support, someone that listens to your ideas and can tell you if they are you're on the right track. And even if you're really business savvy, you definitely need support with strategy, because you can't really see the reality of your own business, because it's like your baby, right? It's for those who have children. Or even for those who have pets, it's like your little puppy, right? And you can't see anything wrong with it. And people that can see it from a distance, they can tell you if you're making any mistakes, or if there's a better way for you to do things. And again, for everyone that's here live, if you have any questions or comments, the chat box is below the video, and that no question is off limits when it comes to business. So support with strategy, getting some coaching or some consulting so you can save yourself some time. And the way you need to see this is, if you try to do something on your own for the first time, even if you're business savvy, it will take you 10 times more or maybe 20 times more than it would take you if you follow the expert's advice. So every month when you're not making the amount of money that you could be making is a loss. So if you really believe that you can make $5,000 a month and you're really making $2,000, every month has a loss of $3,000. So not investing is the biggest cost here when you need that support. Other things that you need to invest in are branding and packaging and your website. So anything that shows what your product is and what it stands for. So for example, if you're selling a physical product, going back to the example of a box of cookies, you would want to have an amazing design in your box of cookies that really stands out in shelf and helps people find your product. If you are a consultant, you would want to have a logo that's professional. You would want to have a website for your clients to go to. And you can actually sell even before you have a website. You can sell with like a really nice PDF, but then that goes back to branding. So clarifying your business foundations, your strategy, and looking professional are things you need to invest in at the beginning in your business, or at any point if you haven't done so yet. Platforms to sell. How are you going to be selling to people? If you're selling a physical product, are you going to be selling it directly on your website? And how can you make it in a way that's the easiest for people to buy? You also will need to invest in working with distributors. You will need to invest in packages that show, like branding packages or flyers that show what your product's all about. And you'll need to invest in budget to promote your business. So this is really like basic things that you need to invest in. I would also add what I mentioned before about delegating. When you're doing everything yourself, it can take you up to 10 more times than someone that's really good at it. So if you're doing tasks that you hate, it's not only affecting your mindset, but it's also affecting your productivity, because it can take you up to 10 more times than people that are really good at it. So go and hire those people that are really good at it, because no one's perfect. And I would know that because I'm hiring a bookkeeper right now and I have 2 virtual assistants. Which one are you? So this is my famous analogy of the squirrel versus the hamster. So there's 2 types of entrepreneurs. The hamster entrepreneur is the one that wakes up every day and goes on the wheel, on and on and on, and spends all day like changing the header in their website, changing their signature on MailChimp. They go and post on different Facebook groups. They're reading 3 books at a time. They don't feel ready. They're doing everything themselves. So they're really busy. They're actually working hard, but they're not making as much money. And the squirrel entrepreneur is the type of entrepreneur that is working hard towards a specific goal. They know what they want. They know what they need. They know how to get it. They get the right strategy. They get the right support. And then they can make enough money to work less hours. They can do it. If they decide to take Fridays off, they can do it because they have the right supporting systems and the right strategies. So the difference between the squirrel and the hamster is systems and strategy. So what are your systems and your strategies for growth in your business to help you find more clients, serve more people, save more time, and work faster? Another quick client testimonial. This is my client, Sarah, and she helps women get over challenging times in their lives. And what I did for her is she was a new entrepreneur. And I take few clients that are new entrepreneurs, but the ones that I take to work with me are the ones that are really committed to doing it right from the beginning. So Sarah wanted to create a business in which she could make more money faster, and I helped her create packages to work with people on different levels so that she would be able to sell high ticket consulting and coaching to their clients instead of selling one-off hours or creating proposals for every client. For people that are doing consulting, creating proposals is usually one of the things that is most time consuming. And I've heard from a lot of people that are in the consulting area or arena that they end up doing or creating a lot of proposals for people that don't move forward. Right? So I helped her create packages so people can get information about those packages before, and you save yourself a lot of time and just talking with the right people, because part of my system and what I teach is also creating a system to attract the right clients to you and filter the ones that are not right, so you don't spend like time on the phone or time live with all these different people that are not the right fit. So I mentioned at the end of my agenda that I was going to tell you how to further work with me or how to further get information from me about your business. So what I'm offering are half-an-hour strategy sessions, and there's 2 conditions for this. They're complimentary, and they're for people who are, number 1, ready, and second of all, product-based businesses. So when I mention ready, what I mean is this has to be a person that is ready to invest time, money, and resources in growing their business and really believes in their idea and what they're doing. And when I say ready, I don't mean ready to work with me. I mean ready to take action. Because when you're ready to take action, even if you decide to work with someone else or to invest in different services, you will apply my advice. If it's someone that's not ready yet, I find that it's a waste of time for both. So it's half-an-hour chat for people who are ready that have a product-based business. So what these mean is it's not a personal brand. It's a business that's based on a platform or a physical product or an info product or a store. And during this chat, we speak about how to dramatically improve your sales and attract more clients. And we talk about where you're at right now, where you want to go, and we get crystal clear on what's holding you back in getting the results you want. And the business strategies that I share come from 3 business degrees, so business school, and 3 successful entrepreneurial ventures. So if you are a product-based business and you're ready to take action and you're tired of working really hard and not really seeing the results, you can apply for this chat at leilarasegui.com/session. And this is a little sneak peek of my program and what I teach on my signature 6-month program. We start with a business building for success. So we work on your business foundations, which are vital. So we talk about your why, your mission, your vision, how will you be making money, who is your dream client. Then we talk about goal setting and goal getting, how to stay motivated and be productive. And then part 3 is all about attracting and creating a process to find more of those dream clients. As I was mentioning earlier, the highest cost is doing nothing. So when you're not taking action in your business and when you're not at the point where you want to be, what is it costing you when it comes to fulfilling your purpose? Of the money that you're not making, your mindset, you feeling sad, you feeling like you're not good enough, satisfaction with your everyday work, your family life, your social life. So if you have enjoyed my webinar and you're a product-based business and you really feel like you could be doing a lot more, you could be making a lot more money, you could be working a lot less hours if you focused on the right things, I invite you to apply for a session at leilarasegui.com/session. And that brings me to the end of the webinar. And before I finish, I have a link for people who are here, and I'm going to post it in the chat. And you just click there and you get a form that my clients use in order to grow their business and increase their prices by realizing what their value is. So it's an own your value exercise, and it's out of my program. It's a module in my program, and I offer it for free to people who attend live. I would love to invite you to my next webinar, and if there's any last minute questions, please pop them in the Q&A box. The next webinar is on how to validate your business idea on a budget. So on July 4th, we will be talking about how do you really test your idea without going out there big and trying to sell to the masses and wasting money and time. So I hope to see you on July 4th to learn how to validate your business idea. And thanks so much to everyone that has joined live and everyone that is watching the replay. Thanks so much for your time. And you could be everywhere, and you chose to be here with me. So I want to thank you personally for being here, and I want to invite you to take action in your business. And if that action happens to align with what I offer in the program, I invite you to apply for a session at leilarasegui.com/session. And I wish you the best in your business. Have an amazing week. Thanks again for making the time to share it with me and talk about working smarter. Thanks so much, and have an amazing day.